The real one team.
Bring your model to life at mcbproducts.net. All right. It feels so good to be back in the lab. It's been a rough and rugged road. Not with this build, but with me. As you know, I'm down here in South Florida, and there's all kind of little viruses always going around because it doesn't get cold down here. And I finally caught one. I haven't been this sick in 20 years. But guess what? We're going to get through this. As you can see, I got my favorite paints out, matte red pepper, and the flat black. Right now I'm taking care of the suspension. Now, even though most of this suspension won't be functional, like my wheels won't move, I always like to build it up how it comes in the kit. And then when I add my aftermarket parts, then I adjust in. And so far, I'm really impressed with this Hasegawa kit. It's going together like a breeze. Getting that front axle installed. And believe it or not, that's the completed front suspension. Now we got to take care of our engine. And with this being part of the air-cooled group build hosted by Doug, I got to take care of this engine. Got my gallery pen. Now I was thinking about something. I'm a big fan of Scooby-Doo. Even though I don't think the Mystery Machine was a microbus, it reminds me a lot of a microbus. I think if I ever build this kit again, I'm gonna build a Mystery Machine version of it. Now I got my flat steel, and as you can see, I'm using different types of metal paints to bring out some contrast in the engine. Once again, I'm not sure if I'm going to be using a factory exhaust, but I'm going to install it anyway. And once I use the exhaust from the body kit, then I make my adjustments. Now this is a really nice color. This scorched gold. I love these gallery pens. I like how that turned out. Now we got to install the rear suspension to the engine. All right, let's get that rear axle and the engine installed. And that's pretty much it. When it comes to installing the engine and the suspension, turned out great. But I just couldn't leave this episode right there. Let's go ahead and knock out the interior as well. Once again, I'm going to my go-to paints, the Crayon Red Pepper and the Rust-Oleum Flat Black. And as y'all know, when it comes to my bodies, I do a lot of airbrushing these days. But when it comes to the interior and the engine and the suspension parts, I got a lot of rattle can paint to go through. And I finally got around to using my new snippers here. They really work outstanding. Sharp as a razor. Takes the parts right off the sprue. Got to do some masking here. Now you're going to see that two-tone paint job. That Angry Bird interior. We still with the Woody Woodpecker theme. Once again, I like pulling backwards on my tape to keep a nice clean line. Now we're using our matte Mod Podge with the Ken's Custom Fuzzy Fur, red. Few drops of water to slow that drying process down. Let's go ahead and apply that Mod Podge. Now it's time for the flocking. Now I didn't let it dry overnight. It was drying for a few hours. And as you can see, a couple spots need to dry. That's usually like that at the very bottom. But just give it some more time and it'll get dry. And it's dry enough to go ahead and install everything. And I'm going a little heavy on the glue right here. I don't need this piece to come up. I'm not worried about any excess glue because the seat will hide that. That's all the seats installed. Got to install this petition. There goes our shifter with the black boot. And I got Tesla's gloss white as my cue ball shifter. Then this is going to be coming up probably on another episode, but I just wanted to show you the detailing on these pedals I picked up from mcvproducts.net. It's got the cable lines and everything. It doesn't get more detailed than that. And this is another product I picked up at MCV Products, the Detail Master seat belts, and I picked up my ribbon material from Michaels. These are some really nice seatbelt buckles. And as you can see, you got a variety of seatbelt buckles you can use. Now this was just a test run. I pulled audible when it came to installing those seat belts and the buckles. You'll see. Installing the seat belts first. And this is Duraclear Matte I'm using for my adhesive. And as you can see, if you put the buckle just right on the ribbon material, you can't tell the difference if it's looped through there or not. That's a trick I picked up from Don Yost. Let's take care of that dash. I'm using my silver gel pen. Now I'm using this Tesla stoplight red, but it's one red light on the dash. You really can't tell the difference, but I know it's there. I can tell the difference. All in the detailing. Now I use a variety of decals, some from the kit, some from Gopher Racing, and also a Sliss decal for that dial in the middle. I painted my steering wheel white. That's a decal from the kit. I love this stuff. Remember, this less resin kit is $15 on Amazon.com. You can't beat that. Put it on the light for 2.5 minutes. And it's ready. Looks like real glass. Well, there you have it. We took care of the suspension, the engine, and the interior. I definitely love the results. I can't complain. I really can't. Love that flocking. Now we got a ways to go to our final, but I've got some good data for Master Builder. Build number 19. So far, all my materials, all my supplies. Darn, I started this on January the 3rd. We gotta get this build done. It's due this month, actually. Up to 13 steps, and we still got the final left. And trust me, it comes to the final, you don't want to miss it.